Welcome to the Pulse Check podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Sammy. Grab your beverage of choice and let's get right into it. Alrighty, guys. Welcome to this week's episode on the Pulse Check podcast. I decided that this week I'm going to talk all about nursing school. So if you're starting nursing school soon, you don't need to be buying any of those random supplies on TikTok. You don't need a $300 backpack. You don't need any full color-coded highlighters to succeed. I promise. I was one of those people that did that. In this episode, I'm just going to be sharing exactly what I bought, what I wish I hadn't wasted money on, the study methods that actually worked, and the habits that helped me survive nursing school, clinicals, exams, and eventually the NCLEX. So I just wanted to start off my episode with why I chose nursing school and the expectations that I had for it. So I do want to say I totally talked about this in one of the previous episodes that we did, that me and Sarah did, but I decided to become a nurse. So I went into nursing school when I was 19, but I knew all the way up into then that I wanted to go into healthcare. My mom, like I said before, she's in an emergency room. She was an emergency room night shift nurse. So I got to see, while I was growing up, all the dirty parts of nursing and also all the positives, which of course there are positives for sure. But I will say that my mom definitely opened the door for healthcare to be entered into the lives of my family. So my oldest brother, he went into medical school himself. He's in it right now. Shout out to Michael. Definitely a struggle, but will be worth it for him. I just knew that I wanted to go into healthcare because, one, I saw my mom get calls and text messages from friends and family members, and they would always text her her opinions and thoughts on how to help someone that is sick or going through something, and I just knew that that's something that I've always wanted to be able to do as well. And I thought that was so cool and kind of a flex as well, having the knowledge of what to do in those situations and how to help in the best way possible. So I decided that I did think that I wanted to become a surgeon. I thought that I wanted to become an orthopedic surgeon, you guys. Crazy. Because I thought that bones and the drilling of them was just so cool. And I don't know. I just thought it was awesome. But then I found out how much school you have to go into, and I really do not like school. So that was not for me. And I decided not to do it. But I guess before my first semester, I thought nursing school was all about memorizing medications, passing tests. But what I quickly learned is that nursing school is really about critical thinking, time management, and learning how to care for people on some of the hardest days of their lives. So I guess my biggest fears going into it was failing. I just knew that once I started nursing school, I was not going to get out of it. I was going to finish it, because one of my biggest fears in life is people thinking that I failed something or I couldn't do something. And I was going to do it no matter what, even if I hated it. Luckily, I loved it. But, yeah, luckily I loved it. But I just knew that I wasn't going to fail. But that was definitely my biggest fear, was that I was going to fail. But because I was so nervous before starting, I convinced myself that I needed every gadget and supply recommended that I saw online. But spoiler alert, I definitely did not. So the things that I got before nursing school that definitely are worth the money. One, I would say let's get right into the stethoscope. So both the stethoscopes that I have ever gotten, I have gotten gifted to me. The first one that I got gifted to me was just the Christmas before I started nursing school. And then the next one I got gifted to me was by the best nurse practitioner ever that I was a medical assistant for. Amy, love her so, so much. She got me this as like a congratulations for, I guess, graduating from nursing school, which is amazing. But both of them were the Littman Classic 3. So, which is amazing. The price can kind of vary, but kind of like depending on the color that you get or whatever. But they're usually between $80 to $130. It's worth the investment because one, it's great sound quality for the heart, the lung, bowel sounds. It's lightweight for those long clinical days, which are like 12 and a half hours. It has both an adult and pediatric chest piece, which is great. And then it's durable enough to last through nursing school and even your first RN job. Like I have the one that I had before nursing school even started, and it's still fantastic. So yeah, very durable. And it's available in multiple colors, and you can even get it engraved, which is nice. And then an upgrade option that you can even get that I've had my eyes on for a little bit now that I've graduated is the Littman Cardiology 5, I think it's what it's called. But that price is definitely more on the spendier side. It's $180 to $250. It's great because it has those superior acoustics. It's great for subtle heart and lung sounds. And then it's definitely a more long-term investment for like ICU or ER or even like cardiac specialties. It's definitely a little bit heavier. I've had my hands on it, a little bit heavier, and it's usually more than most nursing students need. Like you really don't need an advanced one like that if you don't want to spend the money, but if you have the money for it, go for it. But the Littman Classic 3, I would say definitely worth it. Before you buy anything though, check your program requirements. Like some schools provide a stethoscope even. For sure engrave your name because it's easy to lose yours. And then avoid an ultra cheap model. Like some of them are under $20. I get that. Some people don't have like enough money to buy something. But I would say a stethoscope definitely worth the investment, something that you want to invest in. And then if you get a darker color, it'll look newer longer. So if you can, get a darker color. The first one I got was black. The one that Amy gifted me is like a really pretty blue. I love it. It's like an aqua blue. It's gorgeous. Love her. But like I said, you don't need the most expensive stethoscope on the market, but investing in a good quality one makes clinicals so much easier. I swear. Let's get right into the shoes. I have had like a million shoes in nursing school, you guys. So again, something that's definitely worth the investment because you're on your feet for 12 and a half hours plus. You need good shoes. I have skinny feet with high arches. People make fun of me all the time because of how high my arches are. Okay. Definitely shoes are worth it. One, a good one is the Hoka Bondi. Great cushioning, great shock absorption, and like I said, supportive for long shifts. Those can vary between $165 to $180. Great for like easy cleaning, I guess, like if you're gonna get a lot on your feet. The Clove, they are fluid resistant, easy to wipe down, like I said, and then they're designed specifically for healthcare workers, which is really nice. Those are priced around like $140, I think. And then wide feet, for my wide feet people out there, I tried the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080s, even though I have skinny feet, and definitely wiggle room for sure. But they have multiple widths that you can get for those ones. They're very spacious in the toe, soft cushioning. Those can be varied around $165. So like I said, these shoes are like higher price, but worth the investment. You need good shoes. I cannot stress that enough. The ones that I have right now at my RN job, that I love, 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 love are the On Cloud Monsters. They have very responsive cushioning. They're lightweight. They're less fluid resistant, but they're fantastic on my arches, I will say. Those can be priced around $170. And then something too that you need on your feet at all times when you're working is compression socks. Guys, you need compression socks. I already am getting veins on my calves. This is a need, not a want, a need. I swear it's a need. It's going to reduce the leg fatigue, decrease swelling, minimize calf soreness, all that good stuff. You want the compression to be between like 15 and 20. I know like things can vary, but keep it between there and you'll be good. And then, like I said, though, like the best nursing shoe isn't the trendiest one that you can get on TikTok. It's the one that's going to get you through that 12-hour clinical shift without thinking about your feet the whole time and how tired they are. You'll definitely want a watch with a second hand. I know some Apple Watches have a second hand on them, like a display that you can do for those. However, I had that and it would just keep turning off on me. So it just didn't work out for a long time. So I would say just go and get one off of like Amazon, or you can even get a really cheap one from Target or Walmart. Like, guys, that one can be so cheap. You're going to need it for counting respiratory rates, taking manual vital signs. The list goes on. You'll need it. So get it. And then next up, I would say a great backpack or clinical bag. The best backpack that I've ever had is the North Face Borealis. It's amazing, and I still have it to today. That just shows how durable it is, even after like 2 to 3 years of having it. It's still durable. I don't use it at my RN job now, but it was a chef's kiss at nursing school. So I would say it's the best because it has like the padded laptop sleeve. It has many organization pockets, comfortable straps, large water bottle pockets for those 40-ounce water bottles. Guys, bring a big water bottle. I promise you'll drink it. And then it's, like I said, super durable. That can be priced between $100 to $120. And then I right now have a tote. It's called the Bag Smart Tote. It's great for like those clinical essentials such as your clipboard, stethoscope, pen light, snacks, water bottle, extra pens, the list goes on. That can be priced between like $40 to $60. And I just got mine off of Amazon. It was super cheap. So that's great. I do want to say a pro tip for clinicals or just before school is packing your bag the night before, and then keep a pouch stocked with all of your essentials. Don't overpack because that's just going to be a waste of your time and a waste of shoulder pain, I guess. And then if you also get a darker color for your clinical bags, it's going to hide stains. And trust me, you're going to get stains on them. So definitely do that. In my clinical bag, I kept my pen light, watch, clipboard, extra pens and highlighters, small notebook. You don't need a big notebook, just one that fits in your pocket because you should not be taking notes the entire time that you're at a clinical. Only when you're sitting down and you have time to talk with your preceptor should you be taking notes. You should be getting hands-on the whole entire time. But I also had my phone charger, a portable charger, gum, mints, a water bottle, protein bars, because guys, you're honestly not going to have much time to snack or eat. So anything that's like a hand snack, get it. Compression socks, like I said, hand lotion for sure for how many times you're going to be putting on hand sanitizer. Your hands are going to get dried out. So hand lotion. extra hair ties, lip balm. Yeah, your nursing school backpack is going to be like your ride or die. So your best friend for life. So definitely get a good one. Okay, so let's get into laptop. Sorry, I'm stroking out. A laptop or tablet. The best laptop that I have currently and has gotten me through nursing school and all these years is a MacBook Air. I got mine off of Facebook Marketplace. Guys, you can get a nice cheap one or less expensive, I guess, off of Facebook Marketplace. Definitely do that. It was great for how lightweight it was, has a great battery life, it's reliable, and it's super easy to carry between like class and clinicals. It was honestly the best. And then the best tablet that I'm looking into getting right now, I would say, would be the iPad Air plus the Apple Pencil. It's great for annotating lecture slides, digital textbooks. You can even do handwritten notes on that. There's been multiple lots of research on this actually, that if you're writing down your notes, you're going to memorize it so much better. So it's nice because on the iPad Air, you can like take notes on it and then it'll turn it into like you're almost typing it out, I guess. Honestly, your laptop doesn't need to be the most flashy one. It just needs to survive years of PowerPoints, care plans, online exams, and the occasional panic-induced energy drink spill. I had multiple of those, so just be prepared for that. Okay, so let's get right into your planner or digital calendar. You're immediately, as soon as you get the syllabus or course outline, you need to add your exam dates, assignment deadlines, clinical days, simulation labs, skill checkoffs, work shifts, study sessions. The list goes on. Just add it all in. Use time blocking. Instead of saying, because that did not work for me, instead of saying like study on Wednesday, whatever, that's 24 hours you're working with there. Like what time specifically? So something that I did personally is that I did the pharmacology review Monday 4 to 6 p.m. Practice questions Tuesday 7 to 8 p.m. and then clinical prep Wednesday 5 to 6 p.m. That's just an example, but you can review your calendar every Sunday. So that's awesome. The students who thrive in nursing school aren't always like the smartest ones. It's the ones that are most organized, I swear. Definitely get a good pen light. The pen light that I have is the Ride Smart LED. You can just get that in 2-pack, super affordable. Buy backups if you even need it. They can range between like $10 to $15. It has a bright light. It has a pupil gauge and ruler, and then affordable enough that if you lose it, you can buy it, another one, and you won't feel like you're losing a ton of money. Yeah. The pupil gauge on that and ruler will be really nice for when you're assessing like Perla and the Brisk, just how their pupils are reacting to light, which will be really nice. And then the best clipboard that you can get that I used all throughout nursing school and I still use to today sometimes, but all throughout nursing school for sure, is the White Coat Clipboard Nursing Edition one. It folds into the scrub pockets. It includes references such as the lab values, vital signs, medical abbreviations, the Glasgow Coma Scale, which is really nice. So you can always look at that while you're going through your clinicals. So you can see like what's out of ranges, ask any questions, Really nice. And then the best pens I've ever gotten that I still use it today is the Pilot G2. Very smooth writing. It's reliable. It's affordable. Bring many, many pens to your clinicals in school because you'll never know when someone needs to borrow one and you're going to be the mom of the group and they don't give it back. I had that multiple times like done to me. So just be prepared for that. And then let's just get right into study methods that actually worked for me really quick. I spent like way too too much time rereading notes because it just like felt productive. But the problem is nursing exams don't test what you memorize, they test how you think. So one of the best ways to study is one, active recall. An example of that is closing your notes and explaining concepts out loud, or writing down everything you know about a disease process and quizzing yourself after a lecture. So an example of that could be like asking yourself, let me think. I guess my patient has shortness of breath, crackles, and edema. What's happening physiologically, and what should I do first? Just stuff like that. And then just running through the whole disease process and what you should do. That would be like heart failure, you guys. So also practice questions every day. You should be doing a goal for you, should be doing like 20 to 50 questions daily. Focus on why the correct answers are right, why the others are wrong, which clues matter the most. Guys, with questions in nursing school, it's psychological warfare, because with multiple choice questions, every single question is going to be correct. It's going to be correct. However, which one is the best one? The best question banks that I found are UWorld, Archer, and Saunders. Those are the top rated ones. I would say UWorld is probably the best one out of all of them. I've been teaching what you learn. Teach what you learn to your classmates, your family members, even your pet. I didn't have a pet at the time, but I mean, if I had a fish, I would totally teach it to that. And then even yourself in the mirror. If you can't explain it simply, you don't fully understand it yet. Spaced repetition helped me a lot as well. So reviewing the material the same day, 24 hours later, 3 days later, 1 week later, just repetitive, but not like all in one sitting. You have to continually learn this stuff. Also going back to like connecting the dots of things and like running through the disease process, question everything. So when you learn something, ask yourself, like, what's the pathophysiology? Why does the medication work? What assessment should I expect? What complications am I watching for? What's my priority intervention? Question everything. The best study tools that I learned, my brother, while he was in school, he told me about OnKey. It's kind of like a flashcard app that you can get on your phone. Super nice. Loved it. Quizlet really got me through nursing school. Shout out to Quizlet. Love it there. And then note-taking apps such as GoodNotes, Notability, and OneNote. All amazing. The best calendars I've found, I would say I have Skylight right now. And Skylight is one that you get like a whole calendar that you can just place on a countertop. And then you can also get the app on your phone. So then the whole calendar is on your phone. And it's super nice because you can add things on there. And then it shows up on the calendar that you can look at on the countertop. I found that if you're married, that's probably the best because your husband can add things on there too, or whoever, your partner. And then you both can see it on both sides, which is really nice. And then, but if you don't have that, you can also do Google Calendar, Apple Calendar, Todoist, whatever. Visual learning. This is going to be a make or break for your nursing career. Like, you need to be able to watch things and learn from them. So Simple Learning, Level Up RN, Registered Nurse RN, all amazing, all on YouTube. Definitely hop on there. You're going to be watching things like crack. Okay. It's almost like you're going to a movie theater. I just put it up on my TV and watched it on there or my laptop. It's amazing. Avoid spending most of your time on rereading textbooks, highlighting entire chapters, rewriting notes repeatedly, watching videos passively, and cramming in before exams, guys, not going to work. You can't do it. Not going to work for you. You might think that works. It doesn't. It doesn't work. Just make sure you just have a good weekly study system. So like after each lecture, review notes for 15 to 20 minutes, create flashcards, complete 10 to 20 practice questions. At the end of each week, just review missed questions, teach difficult concepts out loud, and revisit older material. You need to keep bringing it up because it's going to keep getting brought up. So keep bringing it up. And then something that, just to go over some things that like people don't really tell you about nursing school, is that you're going to, feel like you don't know anything. I thought everyone else had it all figured out except for me. The truth is, almost everyone feels that way. Like I said before, nursing exams are different. They ask, which patient do you see first? What's the priority intervention? Which finding requires immediate actions? That was pretty hard for me to learn as well. Your old study habits are going to stop working. And another thing that I wish they talked about is like comparison is going to steal your confidence. So do not compare yourself to other nursing students. Your goal isn't to be the smartest person in the cohort. Your goal is to become a safe, compassionate nurse. Just keep reiterating that in your head. Clinicals are very intimidating. Nobody, though, like your nurse will not expect you to know everything. They're just going to expect you to be prepared, ask questions, and be willing to learn. Do not be the nursing student that just sits on their phone and asks no questions the whole time. That's going to do nothing for you. You need to be hands-on, asking questions, writing things down, etc. Time management is going to be your superpower. I learned this very quickly. You're going to be balancing lectures, clinicals, exams, skill checkoffs, work, family, friends, eating healthy, going to the gym, all those things. You need to make sure you get time management down. Self-care isn't optional at all. You need to be sleeping. You need to be taking care of your diet, eating healthy, making sure you're getting in movement and enough rest. Okay, when you're sleeping, make sure you're sleeping. But when you're sleeping, your brain is able to really take in what you learned that day and throw out what doesn't matter, which you need. Your cohort is going to become your lifeline. Your cohort is going to become your friends, your family. They're going to mean everything to you. So share your study guides, encourage each other, celebrate wins. Just know how important they are to you. I still text some of the people that were in my cohort to today, and we still keep updating each other's lives. We still may not see each other as much or work together, but we still celebrate each other's wins, which is amazing. And just remember, you guys, that the hardest days, like, they will not last forever. One lecture, one exam, one clinical day at a time. The nursing school is not your entire life. It's just one chapter of it. And it's a chapter that you're going to close. And you're going to move on from, and it's going to be hard, but you'll get through it, and it's all going to be okay, and it's all going to be worth it in the end when you're helping people and you're making mucho money. I guess the ways that I stay organized is I had a lot of like personal systems. I had like Sunday planning sessions. I time blocked like I talked about before. I meal prepped. I protected my sleep. I prepared for things the night before, the day before, a week before. I always like thought 10 steps ahead of everything. And you're just going to have to do that. I kind of just stopped waiting until I felt motivated and started relying on routines instead. Because, motivation comes and goes, but systems are what keep you moving. Just some clinical survival tips. Always arrive early, leave early. You never know what the weather's going to be like. You never know what's going to pan out. Pack the night before, like your bag. Pack everything the night before. Bring snacks, bring water. Always, always, always. I cannot emphasize this enough. Introduce yourself confidently. The nurses that you follow will respect you way more if you're confident. Even if you have to fake it, act confident and get to know the nurse that you're with. Don't be like an awkward student, I guess, which can be hard for people, but just don't be awkward. And then ask many questions. Like I said, you're going to need to accept feedback. Like ask your nurse, what can I do better? What can I work on? That's going to be the thing that teaches you the most. Like I said, nobody expects you to know everything during clinicals, but they expect you to be prepared, curious, and willing to learn. So be that way. The things that I wish I knew before starting, like just don't compare your journey to anyone. Ask for help early on. Ask your professors. Build relationships with classmates. Protect your mental health. That's going to be so important. There's going to be days when you just want to cry all day long because you feel dumb. You feel like you don't know anything. You feel like your world's crashing down around you, honestly. But just protect it. Protect yourself. And then trust yourself. And just always remember nursing school is temporary. The goal isn't to become the perfect nursing student, like I said. The goal is to become a safe, compassionate nurse. So if you're starting nursing school, you've already done something incredibly difficult. You started it. You got in. Trust yourself. Stay confident. Stay consistent. Oh, my goodness. Again, I'm having a stroke. And remember that no one feels completely ready. Confidence comes from repetition, not perfection. I'll talk to you guys next week.